Hey everyone, today we're going to take cabbage and make it into sauerkraut on GardenFork TV. Stay tuned. Cool, huh? I've always wanted to do this. You're taking, cabbage just out of the field, and you're gonna mix it with a couple simple ingredients, and you're gonna ferment it and make it into sauerkraut. And you're wondering, well, what is sauerkraut? Sauerkraut is fermented cabbage, traditionally green cabbage. And I'm wondering if you could try red cabbage as well. Of course, but I didn't buy any red cabbage, so. But this is what's called live culture fermentation, which is a big thing these days. Live culture fermentation is also yogurt, beer. But anyway, this is super simple, and I've been wanting to do it for a while. I was inspired by Daniel Gastiger, who was on GardenFork Radio the other day with his book about Yes You Can, about canning, fermenting, sugaring, stuff like that. It's very simple. You need cabbage, you need some kosher salt.
Got that.
Glass or plastic jars.
We've got so many of those. Eric collects them.
Carrots. And I'm going to throw in a little caraway seed. We're going to see what happens with that. Step one, take the outer leaves off your cabbage. You want to take this and you want to quarter it and core it. See this hard part here?
Yeah.
I'm going to cut that out.
It's too chewy to eat. Ew.
I mean, if you were in jam, you'd eat it, so. All right, this goes in your food processor. I have the shredder blade on here.
Any progress there on the set?
Maybe if a food processor company would like to send us. What am I doing wrong here?
It's too big, maybe.
I don't know why it's not working. Why is I got all the locks on? It's like.
It's a genius.
Big hint, KitchenAid.
Is that like prebiotics and probiotics?
Probiotic is a big thing now, and sauerkraut and yogurt are full of probiotics, which are live cultures, live active fermentation. I don't know what unlive, what's dead fermentate, what's, dead culture. And what we're doing here is we're using there's bacteria on the leaves of the cabbage, and we're going to put it in a brine solution that cultivates those bacteria, and they are, I wrote it down, lactic acid bacteria. All right, you need a couple things here. A metal bowl works really well for this. And then you need a final container.
You're moving all around.
Sorry. A lot of people suggest using plastic containers for this, and we really don't have any, so I'm going to go to glass, and they say they should be sterilized. You can sterilize them by putting them in boiling water. I put them in the microwave. Tablespoon of kosher salt. Don't use salt that has iodine in it.
Why?
Because the iodine is chemically added, and it will affect the flavor of your sauerkraut. Get spread in there. Now we take our hands and we work the salt into the cabbage. What we're doing with the salt is we're drawing out some of the moisture of the cabbage to form a salty brine. Which is really cool. I just realized I forgot to add the carrots and the caraway. So I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but there's definitely moisture coming out of here. But you want to distribute the salt throughout this. So we have our cabbage here. We're going to put this into the jars. And you can see, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's water. There's definitely water coming out of here.
And you do or you don't want the water?
You do. You want the water to come out of the leaves. You want the moisture to come out of the cabbage. mix with the salt to form a brine that will promote the growth of the
Lactic.
fermenting bacteria. What you want now is, as the salt draws the moisture out of here, you're going to get water, you're going to get this brine that's in the jar here. And you want to keep the cabbage itself submerged below that water level. And the way they do it in a couple of the books I've seen is they suggest floating a small saucer or something that fits inside your container. And since we're using these glass jars, I had this idea of how to keep the cabbage pushed down, because I don't have a saucer that small, right? So.
I feel like there should be a fish in there.
I think there's too much water.
Oh, I definitely, though, have to say, there's definitely brine in it, and we can see it.
Yeah, you can see it already there.
Yep.
There you go. So the plastic bag will keep the cabbage below that water level.
I guess it will.
And then we'll see what happens.
I'm not really buying that, but okay.
I think you're going to see it within a day that the brine level is going to come up and the cabbage is going to collapse more.
So we just leave it on the counter for a day?
Yeah. You're going to leave this for 3 or 4 days.
On the counter or in the fridge?
Actually, in a 70-degree place, ideally, kind of a cool, dark place. This is great. I mean, there's already a lot of moisture coming out of the leaves here. So you take this, you sit it on your counter for 3 days, covered with a towel. 70 degrees is ideal.
Why do you cover it with the towel?
You want to keep daylight off of it. So we're going to let this sit for 3 days, and then we're going to put it in the fridge. And you can let it sit there for, weeks at a time.
It's not really a modern recipe, is it?
So we're gonna come back in about 4 or 5 days and test this. Okay. All right, tasting time. I got 2 different coleslaws we made. This was the one.
Wait, sauerkraut.
Yeah, sorry. We had coleslaw for lunch. So this is the one that we shredded pretty fine. Then I made another one like this, and it was a much coarser cut. I didn't run it through the food processor. I just chopped it up. But it was interesting. This one exuded a lot more liquid very quickly when you put the salt on it, and this one took a lot longer. And the brine never came up and covered this, so I filled it with salt water, according to Daniel's book.
It's pretty.
This is green cabbage and caraway seed.
He's thinking about it.
It tastes like coleslaw. It's okay.
But not sauerkraut?
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep confusing the two.
Because it looks just like coleslaw.
Because I'm used to making coleslaw.
What's it taste like?
It tastes like briny cabbage.
That's what it is.
Well, that's what sauerkraut is. So, okay, this is the coarser one with the red cabbage.
It's crunchier from here.
Yeah, much different.
Really?
Wow, more tang.
More tang. Your preference?
This one. This one I think with apples would be neat because you get a little more of that sweet soury kind of thing going on.
And did you put the caraway seeds in that one or not? I can't remember.
No, I didn't. But what I do want to do is I put some shredded carrot in here, but I think the apple thing is very exciting. If you're watching on YouTube, would you subscribe to our channel?
I will.
Put the button up there. If you're on iTunes, write us a review. That helps us get up in the rankings. They put us on the podcast page or whatever it is.
A happy review?
You can subscribe to our email newsletter, which I write. Send an email to news@gardenfork.tv, and you get an auto response with a link. Come to our site. There's a big link right there to sign up for it. There's a bunch more pictures of the Labradors on the site as well. And
they're the best.
Go make some coleslaw. Check out Daniel's book, Yes You Can. There's a link on our site where you can buy his book.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Can.
So he's a good guy. I like Daniel.